Women protest over Hèrdsmëñ attacks, demand release of town leaders in Enugu. My dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, good day. It is another interesting news I bring to your listening ears as women in Enugu protest over Hèrdsmëñ attacks and demand release of town leaders that has been kidnapped in Enugu. My dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please do ensure you like, subscribe to this channel and share. Women from the Uguleshil Autonomous Community in Argo Local Government Council, Enugu State stormed the palace of their traditional ruler, Igwe Godwin Nwobi, yesterday to protest the destruction of farmlands and the alleged raping and killing of natives by suspected Fulani herdsmen. The protesters also called for the immediate release of the town union, President General Aaron Chidi, and the Chief Security Officer, Kingsley Ilo, who were arrested last week over the death of a Ada near the community's border with Ebonyi and Abia states. Carrying placards and green leaves, the women lamented that hunger had become widespread as they could no longer access their farms due to the herdsmen activities. They reported the destruction of large quantities of rice, cassava and yam farms by grazing cattle. Mrs. Ungozika Okolil and her daughter, Ukamaka, were among the victims of the violence, sustaining severe machete cuts when they tried to stop others from feeding their cows on their cassava farm. The women pleaded with the federal and state governments to intervene, stressing that farming was their primary source of livelihood. Mrs. Felicia Lokompi, the women's spokesperson, stated that the community had lost millions in destroyed farmland, leaving families struggling to survive. She recounted gruesome murders, including those of Onyeka Chukwu and Chidozie Friday in 2023, whose mutilated bodies were found in their farms. She also mentioned Victor Okafor, who narrowly escaped with machete wounds, including a severed finger. Survivors like Mrs. Okoli and Mr. Okafor expressed gratitude for being alive but displayed their scars as evidence of the attacks. Igwe Nwobi decried the persistent disturbances caused by herdsmen, noting that his subject could no longer live in peace. He appealed to the Inspector General of Police for urgent intervention, describing the community as being in a state of fear and confusion. Meanwhile, the chairman of Argo Local Government Council, Uche Okolo, assured residents that efforts were underway to restore peace and security. Speaking through his media aide, Tochukwu Chukwuli stated that the council had fully recovered medical expenses for recent victims and urged residents to remain law-abiding. He clarified that the arrests were part of investigations into the death of the Ada. My dear listeners, now have come to the end of our today's news. And now before I go, moving down to the comment section. The first comment I have here says, I'm short of word. Our leaders our problem in Igbo land. While another comment here says, all southeastern leaders are demonic leaders. How many Fulanis have been arrested since they started slaughtering innocent Nigerians? In fact, Tinubu have already made it known to the world that he is interested to release Nnamdi Kanu, but his political counterpart, i.e. Southeastern leaders, did not want Kanu to be released. Onye mere ndị Igbo ihe India. The generations of these wicked Igbo leaders shall never experience peace on earth. Another comment here says, you see, instead of Nigerian police to go after the killer Hèrdsmëñ, they pick the town union leader and someone will tell me that all is well for this country. And the last comment here says, imagine arresting people for the death of a Ada. I know Ada has been arrested for all the killings around that axis. Our so-called governors have succumbed to become second-class citizens in their country state. My dear listeners, now have come to the end of our today's news.